Hey guys, so today I'm starting the prep and pack vlog for USA, the United States of freaking America. And today is the 7th of August actually, so I was planning on starting this video a little bit later, but I actually received a package in the mail. This right here is it's a genie bag. And I know that might not make a lot of sense to you because even I had never heard of this brand before, but the brand Genie is a bag based brand and they make some really cute, really girly, I want to say, backpacks. So a lot of them look like school backpacks basically, which I mean, that could be really juvenile, but it could be really good, especially if you're a backpack person. I thought I was a tote person, but over the years, like after trying a couple of totes, I was like, you know what? I think I'm a backpack girly at heart. I would like to be a tote kind of girl, but it's just too much weight on my shoulders, literally. So I'm a backpack girly, and I actually decided to buy a new backpack for this trip to the US. So I discovered this brand Genie actually from Amazon, and then I didn't place an order. I was going to place an order actually during the Amazon Prime sale, but then I actually discovered their own website and I saw that there were so many more designs on their own website. So then I was like, you know what, I'm going to get one from their website. And there were so many designs, I was truly actually very confused. There were so many different sizes and also so many different designs, but then I finally narrowed out on this one style, and it said there's only one unit left in stock, and I was like, oh, they're saying that I can place the order immediately. But then I was like, no, I'll place the order by the time I reach home at night, once I'm home, because I was at work when I saw it. So then I was like, okay. I reached home at night and then it was literally out of stock, and I was like, shit, they were actually telling me there was only one unit in stock and someone bought it, so now it's out of stock. And I was like, oh my god, am I gonna have to wait, or am I gonna have to settle for a different style? But then I think a day or two later, I just randomly went back on the link to see if this product come back in stock, and again it said only one unit in stock. So I literally placed the order immediately because this is a design. I asked a couple of people like which design to get because I was truly very confused. I asked my mom, I asked a couple of friends, and everyone selected this specific one, which I'm going to show you. I should open it up while I'm talking and then show it to you what it looks like. So most people really liked this design, so it was like not even majority wins, like everyone liked this one and everyone picked this one. So this is what it looks like. Also, Genie, the brand, it's not a well-known brand, and like one of my friend was telling me this is not really a well-known brand, so do you really want to buy from them? And I was like, I don't really care. I sometimes even like to discover underrated brands and talk about them like on my channel and stuff. But then later on, I actually saw their website that Genie is a subsidiary brand of Safari, like Safari, the brand that has like these touristy trolley bags and all of that stuff. So this is the bag that I ended up picking up. It's got this, it said it's a glitter bag. Clearly I don't see any glitter anywhere. But yeah, it's got this like leaf detailing and stuff. I mean, I really like it, to be honest. I was not expecting, I actually thought there was like literal glitter because it's called their glitter backpack. I think it's a 36 liter and it's got a lot of different pockets. That was my main thing because I'm getting this for my trip. So this is gonna be my it's gonna be my personal item, not my carry-on. It might also be my carry-on, I don't know, but I think I'm gonna take this as my personal item, and I'm going to basically keep a lot of stuff in here. So it's got like pockets on the sides, like there are two pockets so I can fit like 2 water bottles. Then there is your front zip where I can keep like small stuff, maybe even my wallet, earphones, that kind of thing. Then there is the first compartment, which has again a lot of more space. It's got 2 compartments here where I can maybe keep like panty liners, you know, sanitary napkin if I need to. Then there is one compartment here again where I can keep more smaller stuff, and then there are 2 bigger compartments. So here I can keep maybe like snacks, in the middle section, And then again, of course, more stuff. I'm also planning, like, again, I don't know if this is going to be my personal item or my carry-on. If it's my carry-on, there's also a laptop sleeve, by the way, very important, because I will be traveling with my laptop, and you cannot put your laptop on in the check-in luggage. You have to put it in your carry-on or your personal item, whatever. So my laptop is going to sit here perfectly. My laptop is not super big, so this compartment is going to be perfect for that. And if I end up making this my carry-on, then I also keep pairs of clothes and underwear in the big section over here. And I was also buying this bag from the perspective that it's going to be my new weekend getaway bag as well. I wanted something, and also the back has this mesh detailing, which I always love. It's not super sturdy, so like once this is puffed up, it's not going to be very structured, but that's fine. I want a nice, comfortable, breathable bag. It's got this mesh, which basically means it's going to be very breathable. And yeah, I'm okay with the fact that it's not very structured. But yeah, I was saying that I want this to be my new weekend getaway bag apart from the US trip. So again, I'm not just buying this only for the US trip, I'm also buying this as an investment basically. And my favorite thing is that it was not super expensive. It was about, I want to say I paid around 1,000 or maybe a little bit over that, but like something between 1,000 and 1,500 is what I paid for this. And if it is good quality and lasts well for me, even I want to say a year, 2 years, it would be totally worth it. So that's my Genie backpack, and that kicks off my prep and pack video for the United States of America. Yeah, very excited about this, and I'm gonna start thinking about all the stuff that's gonna go in here. And once I start packing it, of course I'll take you through that as well. I've always seen people using packing cubes, but actually packing my clothes in these, and this is just one example. Like in this particular video, I haven't even stuffed the packing cube till the brim. I think after filming, Okay, so for today's prep and pack segment, I'm gonna actually do my makeup. This is like a try-on makeup for my birthday. Actually, this is the outfit, like one of the two outfits actually. I should be like very like particular and say that it's one of the two outfits, and I haven't yet figured out which one is going to be my birthday outfit. But I was doing like a try-on makeup, and I thought, you know what, it might as well. I want to film this prep and pack version, like this part of the prep and pack video, basically just talking to you about stuff that I feel like I didn't mention earlier. A lot of the other segments are more like just me showing you guys stuff, but I'm not like sitting down and talking about everything else. So I figured let's do this like that, like while I do my makeup, and I'll talk to you. So a lot of you might have questions about other things, like apart from just packing. So like, how did this trip come about, and how, like, when did we book the flight tickets, which airlines, like all of that kind of stuff. So let me backtrack you and tell you, this was a very long overdue trip. Actually, I don't know if I've mentioned this back in 2020 when this trip was actually supposed to happen. So we were supposed to go to the US in May of 2020, because my sister was getting married. So we had applied for our visa, and we even went for like the first round, like the what is it called, like, you know, when you just do your biometric stuff and everything. So that had happened, and then COVID happened. So when the US embassy shut, we couldn't obviously go for our visa interview like it was scheduled, and in March I believe, and then the embassy just shut down. So then COVID happened, and of course my sister had a super small backyard wedding, like, of course, backyard wedding. Of course, her a lot of things from her side was also like disrupted, obviously, because of COVID, and I feel like it happened for so many people. So since we had already paid for our visa and everything, we could actually reschedule an appointment, but that happened only in 2022, and we didn't get a visa appointment till 2024 actually. So my visa appointment happened in the starting of this year, and we got our visa. And since I knew that was going to happen, I had already started talking to my my sister, my aunt, and all of that. So for context, my dad's sister lives in the US, and her daughter is my cousin, right? So her wedding is what we are talking about. So we were already in talks about like when to go, and they also wanted to know when we were planning to travel. And I was like, you know what, let's do this in September, because it's going to be my silver jubilee birthday this year. So I was like, it would be really cool to do like a birthday trip, like a silver jubilee birthday trip. And that is what we then decided to make this trip. So then we decided the month, and we all figured out our leaves. Like when I say we all, I mean my parents and I, because we're all three of us are working basically. So we need to figure out our leaves, which happened as well. And then we booked the tickets, I believe in May. I want to say either May or like starting of June, either of those two. I think it was end of May, I believe, is when we booked our tickets. And I feel like even that was a little too late, and I'll tell you why. So we were researching online also, like when's the right time to book tickets. And people said that a good time to book tickets is 3 to 6 months in advance. So technically May was 3 months in advance, but I think we could have gotten cheaper flights and better flights if we booked even more in advance. So maybe like April, because we got our visa pretty quickly actually. So once we got the visa, we could have booked our flights actually even in the starting of May, which would have still been better. The reason I say that is because the flights we got, like the options we had, were mostly one-stop flights, which was via London. And that is like the busiest, Heathrow Airport is the busiest airport in the world, I believe. And even my aunt kept telling me that, so when I say my aunt, I mean I have two aunts, okay? I have the one who lives in the US, and I have one who lives in Mumbai. So the one who lives in Mumbai was also actually flying in May, so she is still there, and you will see her probably, if she wants to be there, in my US vlogs where I end up doing that. So yes, both of them are there, and now their brother, which is my dad, is also going to be there. So yeah, for context, so my aunt, who travels ever so often to the US, like the younger sister basically, she has traveled multiple times there, and she kept telling us that don't book like a layover wala flight, book a non-stop flight. And she actually recommended the flight which we'll be taking, which is via Air India. So Air India, I think, is the only airline who has non-stop flights, I believe. And if we booked these a little bit in advance, we could have gotten a lower price. We are actually spending an insane amount of money, almost $1.5 lakh, a little bit less than that, for each person's flight, and we are three of us. So we're spending 4.5-ish lakhs, roughly 4 to 4.5 lakhs in total on 3 people's flights. Of course, I'm talking return flights, and these are non-stop flights, which still I feel like we went over budget. I was hoping that we could be around 1 lakh per person, which would have been ideal. I would say that is, I think, the cheapest you can get. And I think I didn't mention, so we are flying to Philadelphia, Newark is where we are flying. So yes, there are a couple of, so there's Philly Airport, which is the closest, but I think we didn't have non-stop flights for that option. Then there was Newark Airport, and then there is JFK. So JFK is too far from where my aunt lives, like too far. Even Newark is not nearby, it's still far, but it's like we can still travel. It's not that far, it's doable basically. Then there is JFK, which is too far. So JFK would have been cheaper actually. Even now I can see flights for like 80,000, 90,000 to JFK. So if you are planning to fly to New York and live in New York for your US trip, then I think JFK would be a much better option and a much cheaper option. It wouldn't have worked out for us. So that's why we chose Newark, and we went with the more expensive flight. So the first element I wanted to cover was flights and how much they costed. Now the second thing, and I feel I'm trying to hurry through it because I feel like I've talked just about flights for like over 7 minutes. So talking about the other thing is the foreign exchange, foreign currency part. Now you can decide whether you want to use like a forex card and just have that, or you would like to have a mix of both, that is card as well as cash, and that completely depends on you. And I feel like we are quite inexperienced in this area because we have not traveled too much internationally yet. I think I have only gone once to Thailand, and that was where it was like a work-ish trip. It was not exactly a vacation. It was like 50-50, I would say, of both. But then I had a lot of other people with us, like with me basically, not us, because I actually traveled alone. Like when I say alone, I mean I didn't travel with my parents, but I had other people with me, and they knew more than I did, obviously. So I kind of just let them figure out everything for me. But this time it's like us doing everything on our own, right? So because of that, we decided basically to do 50%, I would say, not 50%, but 30 to 40% in cash, and then the rest 60 to 70%, whatever, in like a forex card. Now I feel scammed a little bit, I want to say. I don't think scammed is like the best word, but I felt like blindsided by Neo Global. This is something that I had heard about personally as well through some like relatives and friends, and then I was also seeing a lot of ads about them, so I relied on them and got their global debit card. And there are two. So there is one which is affiliated by the State Bank of Mauritius, and then one is the DCB Bank. So I have each, like I have a DCB Bank debit card, which is like a normal one that you can use here like domestically, and then for the international one you have to get the SBM debit card. That's the one that markets everywhere, that we have zero forex fees, and you just have to put your money in INR in the bank account, and when you use it there, it will automatically convert based on the current exchange rate which is going on. So that's how it works, is what I understand. That's what I understood, like, basically. And again, keep in mind, I'm someone who doesn't have a lot of international transactions exposure, and I haven't traveled much internationally, so I didn't even understand too much about like forex cards. So Neo Global is a little bit different than forex cards. They operate differently, because in a forex card you actually give the agent or whoever your money in INR. They give you a rate that this is how much dollars you'll get in your forex card, and then it's a forex debit card, like it's got USD in it, for example, and I'm saying USD because I'm currently traveling to the US. So that's how a regular forex card works, and a Neo Global card works a little bit differently. So in this case, I had applied for it. I got it well ahead in time, so it was not last minute at all. And then about a week, or I would say 10 days ish before leaving, I was like, okay, let us let me just give them a call, understand from their customer service team if I'm good to go, or if there's anything I need to do beforehand, before I leave, to make sure everything is in place. So then I called them, and then I just wanted to check, like, it was just I was very confident that everything is perfect, there's nothing that's going to go wrong. I called the customer service person, and he, first of all, I feel like he didn't know what he was talking about. Like, he was very clueless. Any question I asked, he's like, okay, I'll check and I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. So he was putting me on hold constantly, which I feel like I work in client servicing too, so I know that he is checking with one of his colleagues before he answers, and I get that, but I feel like the staff should be well trained before they're taking customer calls, right? Like, I also train people, so I know how it works. So I was a little bit put off with that, but I'm like, okay, chalega, at least he's going to give me the right answers if he's asking someone who actually knows what they're talking. Hey you guys, so it's actually the day that we're leaving, and my last clip got cut off basically because storage space issues in my phone. But yes, I thought that since I have about an hour before we leave, and we're basically done with all our packing, thankfully, finally, So I was like, okay, let me sit down here and film this the rest of the clip with you and share the rest of the stuff that I wanted to share basically before I got cut off. So I was talking about my experience with Neo Global and how the customer service rep basically told me that you are supposed to draft an email to draft and send an email basically to the customer care team to know what is the eligibility criteria to make international transactions on the SBM Neo Global debit card, if I'm getting that correctly. So I sent the email the next day, I believe, and no, I sent the email the same day in the evening, and the next morning I got a reply from them saying that I can probably insert a screenshot if you want of what the email said. But basically, it didn't specify anything very clearly as to what needs to be done to be eligible. They basically just said that you're not eligible, if I'm remembering correctly. And I was like, okay, what do I need to do to be eligible? So then I gave them a call on the number mentioned in the email. And again, this was a different customer service rep this time from a different team. And she knew what she was talking about. At the same time, she didn't know what she was talking about. Like, she just could not answer my questions. I kept asking her, what do I need to do to be eligible? Because the email clearly mentions like 3 to 4 things, which I'll highlight on the screen when I share the screenshot with you somewhere here, but it didn't specify what needs to be done to be eligible. And like, I'm someone, I don't understand a lot of finance terms. So if I'm calling on a customer care number, I want you to simplify it to me in a layman language term to be able to know. And I kept telling her that I'm going to be flying within a week's time, so I need to know what needs to be done so that I can use the card. Like, I'm using your product, the least you can do is help me in using it. But they were not helpful at all, and at that point I was just frustrated. I was like, I'm flying out in a week and I don't know what I'm going to do in terms of making international transactions and payments. So I was actually quite upset that day, and I happened to speak to a colleague who told me that you know, whoever you're getting your currency from, and I feel like I mentioned earlier in the video that I got my currency part sorted. If I didn't mention that, yes, I contacted a local like a foreign exchange like place basically, and I got my currency part sorted. Now my colleague basically told me that you can actually check whether they have a forex card available, and if they do have a forex card available, then just go through them. So I spoke to the person that I got my currency from, and he offered me a pretty good rate for a forex card, and I was satisfied. I was like, okay, I think this is the best rate I can get. So I was like, okay, we'll get the forex card done from you as well. So eventually I got, I think, a Thomas Cook forex card, which is a debit card, and you pay a certain amount in INR, which they give you a rate, like how many dollars are they going to give you, no sorry, how many rupees do you have to pay per dollar, and then you just multiply it. So yeah, we decided, okay, we want X amount of dollars in our forex debit card, so we just multiply that by the rate they're giving us, and we have to pay them that much in INR, and they'll load up your forex debit card and they'll give it to you. I think that's how most people do it, but for me, because I was doing it the first time, I didn't really know. So I basically spoke to him, like the forex, I think it was the owner of the company or the office or whatever, and he explained to me everything very nicely, very politely, and that is how ideally I would want someone to feel. Like, the client servicing was top notch. I was really happy, and we got it done from them. I will have their information linked down below, or maybe like the Google page for them in case you want to check them out. But of course, they're based in Mumbai, and quite local to the area, of course, as well. So what I would suggest is just Google search for a local forex place near you. That would be the best thing you could do possibly if you want to get it done as well. Now I want to just finish the forex part so we can talk about other stuff. For example, accessories. So something my aunt and my uncle, they travel internationally a lot, they told me is to get a travel adapter. So we got one, and the weird thing is you can't actually test a travel adapter till you go there and use it, and then you will know whether it works or not. So that was something funny, but I did order one on Amazon, and we will be using that. The other travel accessory which I specifically bought for this trip is packing cubes. Now, I was someone, I always thought like, what a waste. Like, I mean, how is it even necessary to buy packing cubes? Why is it necessary to buy packing cubes? But turns out packing cubes have been a lifesaver on this trip. I cannot believe how much stuff I fit in like smaller bags, and we are actually not traveling with as many bags as I thought we would be. Like, we in the sense, we're 3 people, me and my parents. So yes, I think packing cubes have been an absolute lifesaver, and I tried out 2 different packing cubes from 2 different brands, and the sizes were different. The quality, I would say, is slightly different, but not so much. The rates were also pretty different. So I'm going to link both the packing cubes which I bought, and by the way, none of these links are like affiliate links or anything, so you can just check them out. You can use them if you want to buy. It's just a URL. So yes, I'm not an Amazon affiliate, so none of these are affiliate links, but yes, I will let you know the packing cubes and the adapter that I am going to be traveling with. Now, apart from that, some like packing tips which I personally found on this trip, and some that I've heard from other people. You might have also heard the same things. So yes, packing cubes, they saved up a lot of space for us. Apart from that, when I was packing, I kept in mind a couple of things: not to put any liquids, and also like all my skincare, makeup, everything is going to be checked in, all of it. The only stuff that I'm going to be taking in my carry-on is stuff I'll actually use on the flight, and electronics. Like my laptop, I may or may not use on the flight, but of course I'd put my laptop in my personal item or in my carry-on. I will not put a laptop in a check-in bag, pretty much. But yes, everything else apart from that goes in the checked luggage. Touch wood. And I'm really going to like make sure to not jinx this. We've never lost luggage, so I don't feel like scared to put stuff in the check-in bag, unless and until, of course, it's electronics, jewelry, like that kind of stuff we wouldn't put in the checked-in bag. But everything else we are putting in our checked-in bags, specifically skincare and perfumes. Yes, because I know I'm going to get questions asked on that, and I am traveling with a lot of skincare, lot of beauty products, because we're going for a very long time, and I just want to make sure that I have all my essentials on hand with me. So yes, I'm going to probably at some point of time in my US vlogs show you the skincare that I'm going to be traveling with, just not specifically in this video, because I feel like I have enough like content on my channel where I'm sharing with you what skincare I'm taking with me when I travel, and I'm traveling with all my favorite essential skincare and like perfume, like all of that kind of stuff basically. So yes, that was that pretty much. What else do I have to share with you? Okay, yes, one more tip, and I've never done this before, but specifically on this trip, I'm actually taking a pouch just with all chargers, adapters, electronic stuff basically. So when you go through security check-in, you will have to eventually remove all those things from your bag if they are just lying around loose. So I did not invest in any kind of a case to store all of that stuff. I know there is a lot of fancy stuff, and like you can get organizers and stuff for that, make it look very like aesthetic. I don't think that's necessary. I just got a basic random pouch, put all of my chargers, adapters, all the electronic stuff, even my watch for that matter, I'm not wearing, and I will not wear it at least till I cross the security check-in. I'll wear it after that. I don't really care if my steps don't count at the airport. So yes, everything is in one pouch, which normally I never do, but this time I did because we are traveling with so much stuff and I just wanted to be more organized. So that is one thing. And yes, another tip which I've heard is if you especially if you're going on a very long flight, sorry, not a long flight but a long trip, and if you know you're going to come back with a lot of shopping, then what you can do is you can condense your luggage by putting like one suitcase, like a smaller suitcase in a bigger suitcase. This is something I heard from Anam actually, Anam Chashmawala on YouTube. when she went to the US last year, she did this herself because she was coming back with more bags than she was going with. And I'm doing the same thing as well. So one of my bags, which I'm going to check in, has a smaller bag inside. So that way we are trying to like have less number of bags basically. And yeah, I think that is pretty much everything that I wanted to share in the prep and pack video specifically this time around, because yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything extra apart from this. If I do come up with anything, I'll maybe leave notes for you guys in the description box so you can check that out. In case I feel like I missed out anything, I know this was not a very fun video, but to be honest, this time I was not trying to buy anything extra, specifically because it's not like, you know, a winter trip where you need like winter gear, or maybe it's nothing specific. I mean, we're gonna go to live in a city, so I'm taking my normal clothes. I didn't do any extra shopping. I just tried my best to make sure that I'm using what I have, unless and until I absolutely need to buy something. And then apart from that, I think we'll do more shopping there. Like, I constantly get questions asked, oh, did you finish your shopping for your trip? And I'm like, no, I didn't do any shopping for my trip because I will be shopping on the trip. So yeah, that is that pretty much, and I think that's it for this video. We will be leaving soon, so I think I'm going to start filming the vlog now. So yes, stay tuned for the first part of the US vlog. Most probably there will be 4 parts because we'll be there for 4 weeks, so I'll try to break it up week by week. But yes, that is that for this video, and I hope that you enjoyed. If you have any questions like prepping related or packing related, then make sure to leave them down below in the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as I read your comment. But yes, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.